Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the round 15 team review, going through who went well, who didn't, who was sort of on the chopping block, etc. And how I did actually pretty well, a round rank of 3-1-2-3 and now an overall rank of 3-9-4-1. I was up at one point with a round rank of around 500 or so, but obviously not having someone in the last game, and Sunday sort of struck again with me having a couple of poor scores, and that sort of meant that my round rank decreased, and not having the right captain in the end because of Dawson going nuts sort of made me go down in the ranks a little bit, but still another ranking rise of over 1,000 is still really good, and the team value went up. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the videos. So as you can see here, my team here, my defense pretty much, I would say carried it. Well, you could also say that my midfield did really well, having 4 tons and then a 99 and 80, and the 23 didn't count, so that was pretty good. But yeah, pretty much the top of the line guys carried across the board, and then it was nice to see Sheldrick and Johnson combine to give us that big score that we needed. And also, it was a little bit disappointing with Windhager, but I think he comes back stronger. So you got Dawson, 172 was absolutely huge. 27 kicks, that's more than what he's ever had, like 6 or so more than he's ever had. A little bit down on his handballs, but he also had 9 marks, which was, it looks to be the most that he's ever had, and 12 tackles, the most that he's ever had. And that's why he had a performance that was 37 more than his highest before that. And then he also ended up with 3 free kicks, 4 and only 1 against, which is almost his best that he's had other than this 5-1 game. And he should have honestly had a 4th free kick. Would have been great if he was able to kick a goal, but when he does that much effort, you can't really blame him for not being able to kick a goal, I guess. As I quickly change that, hopefully that makes it a little bit cleaner. Then you have Dacos here, 120. He was just really good in the same game. A little bit handball heavy, which was a little bit annoying because that threw away a 130 chance. But I mean, when he needed to, a lot of those handballs that he was giving was a handball and then a kick as well. So he was getting 5 quick points. Would like to see him get those quick 45-degree marks to get those +6s, but I mean, he's putting up a 120, so you know there's not much more he can do. But I do think he is a guy that can average 115, 120 in a season if he is able to evade the tags here. These 3 games here, then say those are all 100 games, that's 21, 22, 38 more points, time 38 divided by 14 is like 2.5-ish. Is it? No, it's almost 3. So 3 more points is almost close to that 115 already, just before you even take into account that I think he can be a 9 or 10 marks tackles guy. But at the moment, he's sitting closer to that 5 or 6, which is probably what's going to make it difficult, especially if he doesn't get the disposals. But he's in everyone's team at the moment, so you just got to ride with it. Sinclair, he's done amazing, and yeah, I just like what he's doing at the moment. His role is pretty good. And yeah, if he gets those kickouts and he's getting the high marks and tackles, like I would like to see him up around that 8 marks, because he is really dangerous when he gets those high mark games. I would like to see him up around that 7-8 marks, because that's when he gets to those big games. But also if he's getting 4 or 5 tackles, that's absolutely huge. He's playing a similar role to what I believe Dawson's playing at the moment, or was playing 3 or 4 rounds ago before Dawson made a full move into the midfield. Then you got Stewart here, who made a late gasp up to the 100 mark, and just got to hope he keeps on going because he's so highly owned, and I believe he can push towards that. He can push 100 for the rest of the year, I think. Hayden Young is a guy that I've been trading with, and I think I just need to take a risk here with it. I'm pretty confident that Keys and Darcy Cameron are here to stay pretty much, so I'm willing to risk it with Hayden Young and get in the likes of a Himmelberg or something like that, who has a baseline of 80 and can go 120, 130, as it looks like that's what the plan is for him to stay down back, and I'm willing to risk it because these have the makings of a guy. Himmelberg has the makings of a guy that's going to go and score a 120, 130 out of the blue before people jump on. So I'm going to take the risk with that. Yes, there is a risk that Hayden Young goes and scores a 120, but it doesn't look like he can put a full game together with the ball at the moment. So I'm just going to use Himmelberg and then assess my options in a couple of weeks with defenders. As we look at defenders in the 800k range, you got Duggan, who I'm not too confident with. Caleb Daniel off his bye, and people off their bye don't really seem to be performing well. And then you got Ryan, who I want another couple of weeks with to see how he's going. And I don't want to switch to him necessarily at the moment. So therefore, it's sort of down to going for Harry Himmelberg. And then Himmelberg, I might switch up to Young in a couple of weeks if we can get some consistent scoring out of him. But it doesn't look like at the moment that he is consistent. It seems like he's a 70s guy, and then he'll have a 140s game. Then we have Wilmot, who will be hopefully on my bench. A bench like where Mullins is or Euland, and I'll have emergency'd him. And then if he plays well, then I can flip things around with my team, and that'll get his score on field basically. And that'll mean that I can potentially even go with another and bank a lot more cash if I'm happy with Wilmot's score, etc. or something. I might be able to do something else that allows me to bank some more cash, or to get in someone else, etc. We'll just have to see on that Thursday or Friday after that game happens. So then Euland and Mullins didn't play, but hopefully they're back this week. Mullins had a pretty good VFL game. Don't know the exact stats, but I saw some headlines saying that he did a solid. And Euland, I think, is just going to be that guy that I bring in each week as that DMP and stuff, and that can be used as a captaincy loophole. Then we move on to the midfield, and I'm really happy that I've got these four. There's not much to say about them other than that they're doing solid work. Merritt 109, he's averaging 112. He's in top 6 players for the year. Brayshaw top 8. Petrarca is 14th, and Brad Crouch at the moment is 22nd. But if you go on his L3, and we go here, and then there's only one, let me see, with what was his L3, 116. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that are better than him. And you got Dawson, who's better. Nick Dacos is not even better. Jack Sinclair, not even better. Stewart won't be. Young won't be. Merritt will be, so that's 1. Petrarca might not be even. So you got 1 guy, not even none of these guys as well. You got Dunkley 2. Not even Golden. Keys won't be either. Sheldrick won't be either. You got Trento will be 3. Rosie won't be either. English will be, so that's 4. 5, and then Tom Green won't be. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys that are better than Brad Crouch in the last 3 games, I believe. Could be wrong by a couple because I did that a little bit off. But say there's 9 guys better than Brad Crouch, so he's the 10th best guy to have in the last 3 games, and I'm glad that I brought him in because he's doing well. It's as simple as that, and I should have brought him in the Swans game, as that would have got me a lot of, it would have saved me a lot, but doesn't matter now. Then you got, so these 4 are doing amazing and doing their work. Tom Green and Bont didn't play, but hope they'll be back this week, and I'll be bolstering my midfield with that, and then pushing, it'll be not Ashcroft because I'll actually be getting a better, defender in here, but it'll be, I'll have 2, because of the way it works is Rosie, Taranto, and English comes in here, so those 3 are out. I will have these 2 in for say these two. Then I'll have basically two rookies, M7, M8, where I've got the likes of Wardlaw, Johnson, Sheldrick, Wilmot, and Windhager to choose from. And basically Wilmot is being put in that D8 role because that enables him to be played there, and it gives him more and more options to put people in there. I won't be able to probably take whoever's in that forward spot, I guess. So Sheldrick will be put in this spot here with in the midfield emergency spot, because I can take I believe I'll have another I believe I'll have to see, but I don't think Mullen will play. And I'm hoping he doesn't play, because if Mullen doesn't play, then I can use him as the emergency for Wilmot, and then that'll enable me to put Dawson into the midfield, if you're tracking what I'm doing, Dawson into the midfield, and then that'll be able to make me be able to chuck someone else. I'll be able to, obviously, I'll basically do Mullins in here, chuck Dawson into the midfield, and then I do think I might need another, and then I can chuck, I can just chuck Campbell Chesser into the back line or whatever, and I have enough DPPs to be able to do this, so it's fine. And then so you got obviously the big four here. Then you got Ashcroft 80, and he's going. I just cannot be banking on him to do well. Yes, he does have the Richmond and then has the Eagles matchup, but after that he does, and I would be trading him after that, but he does have Melbourne and Geelong, so I should have probably traded him out at 720, but I was banking on him being good enough to go up and score 80s, 90s and 100s, but 75 average, and he's had a pretty easy run, and he's gone 74, 71, 80, so just cannot have that. So he'll be going. And Johnson, 99, he's been really good ever since I got him. I believe I got him after his bye, so he's scored, he's averaged 76 in that time and really catapulted in price. I mean, I bought him in at, I believe, 340 or so K or something, and he's now at 480. So that's really, really good. And he will continue on and probably be traded in the next week or two, depending on who has enough value, etc. Break evens. Wardlaw does have a 51 break even, but I'm pretty confident that he does at least get close to it. I mean, he's been in and out of trades for the last couple of weeks, but he does have this Adelaide Oval game and Geelong. Then he does have the Hawks, St Kilda and West Coast. So we'll see if he survives, because if he does survive these first two games and gets a good break even that I can hold on to, he does have 3 gettable fixtures, I believe, in which he could really gain cash and get towards that 600k, but we'll have to wait and see, as it all is sort of day by day almost, and as options come up, etc. Team lists go get dropped, etc. So he didn't obviously play. Chester 23, just hoping he gets a non-sub. I think he almost has to get non-sub, as they kind of, I think they actually need one guy off their injury list to at least be able to confirm a 23. At the moment, that's how many injuries they have. Obviously, we said Tom Green and Bont didn't play. Then we come to the rucks, and I believe these two were the best rucks for the week. Last round, yeah, they were the best 2 rucks for the week, so that's basically all that you can ask for. And yeah, Darcy Cameron was a good choice to get, as he looks good and looks to be that ruck forward that we need. And I'm hoping he gets the ruck forward status for next year as well, because he could be useful. And obviously English didn't play, and English will go back into the ruck, and Darcy Cameron will come into the forward line, as Darcy Cameron has enough potential to average, I believe, 100 post buy, which will put him in almost the top 6 forwards. Then we move on to the forward line, and Dunkley 120. Kind of wish I had gone the risky option and got Errol Gordon, as that would have got me another 25 points and probably put me at a round ranking of, 2,000, 1,500 or so. And that would have put my overall ranking probably closer to 3,600, I'm guessing. probably maybe a little bit, maybe like 3,800 actually, but it still would have increased it quite a little bit. But he did well. Gordon did well. Keys 90 is a little bit sketchy, but it did have the hardest matchup where he actually was in the tagging role, and he ended up with 29 touches, 2 free kicks against, which was a little bit annoying, and a missed set shot, which prevented the ton. But pretty good effort from him, and just hope he can go 110, 115 against North, and then that'll get him up towards, I would say, 760, 780. And then push it on against Essendon and GWS, and then be out of the team by round 19 would be my suggestion, as he would push up to the Cogs or some other forward. I would just need to would probably hopefully get up to Butters, but I don't think I'd be able to get him to Butters, but hopefully get up to McRae or something like that. As we look at L3, you could do Martin, could do Daniel, but I don't think I will. Walker, I don't think you can, just because he did have that 166 game. And Jackson, I don't like his new role. Cornelio, Heaney's been better, but I don't think you can risk it just because he did play North and did that. You got Hobbs. So I'm really looking at Cornelio and Butters basically as that guy that I can target for keys later on in the year. Windhager will be on the bench after this week, as he's just going to be a cash gen option. Yes, he is a little bit more expensive than most people, but I think having him will work in the long term, as he does have that 90s to 100 scoring ability. Noah Long is a little bit disappointing, and one guy that I might just have to hold this year, as he just isn't able to get out at the right time. And just hoping he has a big score, because I need him to resurrect that cash making ability. But he's one that will probably drop like a 10 or 15 this week. Then you have Sheldrick, who seems to be blooded into the Swans midfield, and hopefully he's one that you can take the score of. But I'm also got some backups in case he doesn't score. Like, I will probably have Wardlaw and Johnson as the two on-field rookies, and then I'll use Windhager just down here as a cash-making option, as he can be flicked in at the last moment. And Sheldrick and Wilmot, who are the first two games, can be used as emergencies, as I can flick around guys such as hopefully Mullen, who won't play, and Uland can go into the midfield position in case Sheldrick does well. And that'll mean Chesser will just become this up here. And then you have Taranto didn't play. Ramsden, he's just been used sort of as a way to, and I need to double check, where do Hawthorn play farther enough back that I can use him as a captaincy loophole if he doesn't play. So that's good. And then obviously Rosie didn't play. So that's the video there of my round review. A pretty good round for me. And yeah, another positive round, getting top 3K. So I always forget to do this, but before we go, remember, if you guys are watching and you've got to this point, put like a lot of people do on Twitter, your score for the round, your round rank, your overall rank, your +3 and -3, and your sort of trade targets for this week, and I'll go through them, see if I like it, and or I don't like a lot. Most of your trades I do like in honesty, but we'll just get some conversations going in the comment section below. So remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks guys, goodbye.